Yo, everybody, welcome to the newest episode of the Some Ordinary podcast. With us today, we have the wonderful and beautiful man, Jacksfilms himself.
You said there was a beautiful man here?
Yeah, we're editing him into the green screen.
Thank you, please do.
He'll be there.
I love it when a guest brings on a green screen because it's so fun to like. I can guarantee you the editor always gets so excited. Like, what can I put on there? Because anytime like I've covered. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's purely selfish. It's only just because the room behind me is just filthy. There's a dog writhing around in blankets in the background. Like it's gross. So like.
So what you're saying is you have integrity, unlike XQC.
Got it. That's what I'm saying. You can
You're
quote
not
me on that.
hiring any maids.
No.
My favorite thing about green screens is like I remember the Phase K when he was making his apology video. I could just like as soon as he got in front of a green screen, I didn't even care about the apology. I was like, oh my god, like that part of my brain, that Adobe Premiere part, was like, oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with
I am
this.
ashamed to say I'm not familiar with that apology, but they fucking knew what they were doing. Come on, if you're gonna put a green screen behind you for an apology, it's like.
The guy, it was a Save the Kid story a year or two ago, where the guy they were running the crypto scheme.
Right.
They put the
And he apologized in front of a green screen.
Oh, that's amazing.
I was like, there's just no way.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
As soon as I saw that, I was so happy. That whole story was just all I cared about. I mean, hey, listen. Nowadays, you get two scandals these days. Either you're like blatantly stealing somebody else's video, or you get caught in some of the most insane allegations that I've ever seen. Like recently, this Misfit story came out, like Ryan P or whatever. I don't even know the full extent of it. I just immediately read into it on like I have like a Google Doc. Just some of the wildest shit ever, dude. You get, like YouTubers, probably the worst species of people you could find. You give them some money, some clout, they turn into some crazy. You will find the craziest shit.
What's the Misfits
philosophical
thing?
question?
He's just been accused of really just like some severe sexual allegations at his company, which is like.
Got it.
Again, look, I'm not super duper surprised. Like anytime I've been to like a YouTube party, like down in Los Angeles or something. It's literally like high schoolers who finally like there's just no professionalism, especially when you give them a multi-million-dollar company. That things get even more.
I mean, that raises the philosophical question: do the shittiest people become the biggest YouTubers, or do the biggest YouTubers become the shittiest people?
I think you have to be a shitty I think like shittiness is built within you. Like listen, the creator, and I'm just gonna like rip the Band-Aid off right here, okay? Obviously, Jack, you've been covering a certain wolf, if you will. You want to kind of bring us into him?
A wolf in reactors clothing, yeah. No, she's great. No, so what I do is so I have 3 YouTube channels. One of them, called Jacksfilms, is currently, and this will evolve, this will change, but it's currently a multi-part investigative deep dive into the numerous dozens and dozens, hundreds of just recent proofs of giant YouTuber SSSniperwolf stealing content, stealing jokes, cropping out usernames, cropping out captions so that she can read the punchlines and not give any credit, never linking to anyone, never saying like, hey, this TikTok was by user so-and-so. Click the link below if you want to watch more. She doesn't she doesn't ask permission. She just steals. All she does is just steal. And like fair use doesn't really protect her like it would other React channels, because she doesn't really react. She just spends like 99% of all of her reactions are summarizing what the TikTok is, right? Or repeating what the person says.
Yeah.
You know?
The Quible Cop AI recently. Have you seen the Quible Cop AI?
It's funny you mention that. That's my next subject, right? I honestly, no, because I have like some stake in the AI game. I mean, I've dicked around with, like, I use AI as a tool to enhance like thumbnails sometimes, or just to add like a quick punchline in a video. I use like Photoshop's generative fill tool, right, to like make my room look bigger or show something that the camera can't see, whatever. But Quible Cop is another great example of how not to react, how not to be a React channel. And it's, nobody likes what he's doing. If you look at the like-dislike ratios on all of his recent videos, it's like, everyone's like, stop, what are you doing?
I mean, he's getting destroyed, 100%. He's getting wiped. He's getting squad wiped.
And it's so simple. Why? Because it's not him. His viewers want to see him react to gameplay.
See, but here's the crazy thing, though. I think the reason why he's getting dislike bombed is because it's not him. But what if, hypothetically, he created a completely new channel with a completely new AI face and without a fan base that already, supported him? That channel would pick up, would do well, would not get dislike bombed, and would be an atrocity on the platform. And in fact, he might already have 20 channels that do that exact thing.
Dude, it's like the thing about it is like when it comes to the reaction stuff, I've said this in my channel too. Like the AI stuff is only getting better, right?
Sure.
Like remember like 2-3 months ago, we were like, oh wow, okay, AI is finally replicating voices and making like Will Smith eat spaghetti, but it just evolves. Like it goes beyond it. But the thing is, it's like we're a very small minority of viewers, right? Like the content that we watch. For the average person, like I'll tell you right now, my mom, dad, aunt, uncle, everyone, they watch the listicle videos on YouTube all the time. It's like top 10 electric vehicles released, and there's not a fucking human being that has ever touched that video.
Right.
I can watch it and I can be like, it's a fucking generative list
Spat out.
No, they downloaded it. Yeah, exactly. It's not even like back in the day you had Matthew Santoro with like, hey, at least we plagiarized the list, but there was a human being doing it.
Right.
Now you've removed the human aspect, and the general population didn't even give a shit. They're like, whatever, I'm watching my like list video and I'm calling it a day, right?
So if
like,
you told me that Watch Mojo 10 years ago was actually just using AI the whole time, I'd believe you. Okay? Like, it's like personality devoid, just shitting out random 6 things that we've seen on Reddit that will blow your mind.
That would be for Watch Mojo at least, that would be a very natural transition. If all of a sudden just one day, they still upload like 10 videos a day, but just all of a sudden they're all AI assisted, or not even assisted, they're just made.
Yeah, they're just
Soup to
literally
nuts.
AI all the way.
The list
Would
would
we
be
tell?
compiled by AI. The voice would be AI. And the thing is, it doesn't even matter if their list is shit, because it's always been shit.
I don't think their
You know
viewers
the
wouldn't
thing
give a
is-
shit. Like, I don't think their viewers would care.
No.
As long as they get their listicles, they're like, sure.
But the thing is, it's like, all right, think about it like this. Okay, but let's put ourselves into YouTube executives. Okay, like we're the company heads. We're not the fucking creator. We don't give a shit about the creators. Okay, Knox, me, Jack, these guys. I don't care. They come in and out. Who gives a shit? Imagine for a second AI takes over. It's actually so beneficial for YouTube because if you think about it, they don't even have to pay creators anymore.
Right.
They just have AIs running, and if people are consuming it, creators, right? Like whatever, you've been replaced out. That's one of the scariest things. If
Also,
you're general,
AI
like, user
doesn't
base.
get into drama. AI doesn't get into these weird allegation situations.
Well, AI is going to have to manufacture drama because that is still what gets clicks and hits. So we'll have to have fake avatars beef with each other, like fake accounts, and like I mean that's not going to work. No one's going to fall for that. He said tentatively.
It depends. Like, hey, listen, you never, like I said, never underestimate the viewer. Like, I've said this even when I've covered Sniperwolf. I'm like, it's not necessarily even Sniperwolf that's the problem. It's actually the viewer, right? Like, I think both hands are bloody, right? Like, if you're sitting there and watching that content, you're the one propping it up, right?
Now.
Like in a way,
I'm gonna shoot you down right there where you stand because the people, not really, but like the people. My only gripe is that the people that are watching Sniperwolf's videos are, I believe, children, and they don't f***ing care about content theft and freebooting. They're not watching for her. I really do. Like I've said this a number of times, and I really do strongly believe that the majority of Sniperwolf's viewers and subscribers aren't watching for her, for her personality and her fun jokes that she totally doesn't steal. They're watching her videos for the TikToks because they just go, like, it's a one-stop shop, right?
It's like Daily Dose of Internet, right? I mean, sure, the guy who runs Daily Dose of Internet's a really nice guy, but I don't think the people that click on those videos are like, oh, I really like this Jason fellow. I'm going to watch his content. I want to see the cool stuff that's happening on the internet.
Agreed. Yeah. And at least Daily Dose of Internet is
he licenses everything.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And that's just
like
distinction.
Pay 6 figures a year or something for it too.
As they should, because like if there were no, I mean, like where does all the content come from? From the creators, right? Yeah. So like they should be compensated.
It's funny because like Jason, like he's cool with people like reacting to his videos, like yeah, do it. But he always says like, hey, listen, I licensed my shit, so if you get sued,
that's not on me.
I'm not in that.
No, he's doing it right. That's the right way to do it. Way to do it for sure.
Yeah.
No, like for example, I watched an LS Mark video on stream some Family Guy diatribe or whatever, and I watch it on stream because of you, Muda, by the way, who got me back into Family Guy. Curse you.
Dude, I fucking love Family Guy. By the way, off topic, Family Guy AI, I still watch it every day.
That's still happening?
Dude, that is always I love Family Guy AI. Dude, you know what the funniest thing is? It's actually funnier than real Family Guy.
Oh,
now.
sure.
Like, somehow the AI shit is funnier than whatever Seth is fucking
I didn't know
out.
it was still going. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Dude,
so,
I'm surprised it never got shut down, but go ahead, Nux.
Yeah, so I'm watching, I watched the video on stream, and I had, like, people calling me out on Twitter saying, I can't believe you would just steal this person's... I literally asked him, I'm like, hey, LS Mark, do you mind if I watch your stuff? And he's like, sure, no problem. See, like, at that point, I'm not stealing it, am I?
No, because you asked permission.
And I also add commentary and things like that as well. It's not just, sitting in the corner, leaving my chair to watch what's going on and leave
I
the
love
room.
those reactions, dude.
The best.
Dude, it's like... the thing is, before we started, we talked about, bro, are we in the worst time? Like, what was the best time to start YouTube? We started at the worst times, okay? Sure. Like, you had to cover content, you had to make I had to make content, Nux had to make content, everyone here had to make content, right? But nowadays, it's like, dude, if you told me I could sit and get, like, a $50 million Twitch kick deal just by sitting around and watching YouTube, bro, easiest day of my life. Okay?
I used to tell people, like, when I was at VidCon, like when I made appearances at VidCon and elsewhere, right? Like, I would tell people I got very lucky starting as early as I did, starting in 2006. It's just a lot of any quote unquote success I have on YouTube is largely due to me starting as early as I did. But you raise an extremely good point, because now it's like, you could start tomorrow. Like, just steal.
It's like, the thing is, it's like when the biggest creators are the ones doing it, like SniperWolf or XQC, then the precedent is set. Like, if you're a new creator, it's like, I shouldn't even feel morally, like, I don't even feel bad for a smaller creator. Like, hey, listen, the biggest people on the platform are doing it. F it, go ahead. Clearly, the platform's okay with it. Remember that tweet that was like, hey, where does SniperWolf get her ideas from YouTube? It's like, wait a minute.
That was amazing when YouTube, tweeted
that. That kickstarted your whole channel.
Because when I saw it came in, that tweet is like 1 or 2 years old. Or something like that. Well, one of the tweets from YouTube hyping her up is like 1 or 2 years old, and whether it's the one you mentioned or something similar, it broke my brain in twain. Like I was just totally dumbfounded. Like, I honestly did, like what? Like, what is this?
I when I saw that, I'm like, there's just no, like, okay, maybe the intern's like brand new at the company and everything too, like, but then it's like, then they're like representing her, then they've given her like elevated privileges on the channel. It's like, dude,
wildly irresponsible move to like build her up at all on Twitter.
The thing is, it's like, what, like, and this is one of the reasons, it's like, people, every time I criticize, like, oh, are you jealous of it? I'm like, jealous of what exactly? Like, my life is good too. I'm fine. Like, there's no jealousy here. What I'm worried about usually is, like, when you have such flagrant, like, violations of, like, the DMCA system, eventually somebody gets, like, really ballsy and starts reacting to, like, MasterChef, Hunter x Hunter, the Olympics,
but you
all
just
these
say
examples.
XQC. You could just say his name.
Yeah, literally XQC, exactly. And then when you react to shit like that and you re-upload it to YouTube, eventually the whole what people don't understand is, like, YouTube has basically been fighting with Viacom and the music industry since its inception. Yep. Like, it's not even done to this day. The reason we have Content ID as a system is because it's literally an engineer, like, YouTube had to engineer that to placate a lawsuit. They didn't make Content ID out of the kindness of their own fucking hearts. It was literally to placate the movie and the music industry. And it's that same tool that still gets abused. YouTube still has to get shit. And now, if, like, we still have more and more of these abuses, eventually they're going to have to, like, restrict the partner program or take a lawsuit and, stop. Like, it's going to be a up situation regardless.
Something has to happen.
Like,
it's inevitable that something will happen. And what that looks like, I have no idea. I can't say. But I do feel like we are headed towards something because of all this.
Yeah.
And more people are
and
making
it wasn't even like the. It's funny because, like, dude, back in the day, and this is like, I think it was, who made iDubbbz made it, or Ethan Klein. One of them made that video on Jinx, or they started that. Like, this was Jinx back in the day. For those of you who don't know, Jinx, and I feel bad shitting on him now because at least what Jinx did back, like, at least he cracked a fucking joke every once in a while, right? Like,
I just remember him sitting there in the corner.
SniperWolf, like, but listen, mathematically more than SniperWolf, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, but
SniperWolf's
SniperWolf
jokes
is beautiful.
Oh yeah, true. I don't want to get hit with the harassment guidelines. Sniper Wolf's the most beautiful person on YouTube. Okay, 100%. All right, God's gift to the world. But the funniest thing about her is like what Jack said at the beginning. The way that she crops videos out, and you don't even have to go into like any specific video. It could be any
crazy.
Sniper Wolf reaction. There was one of the funniest things. She made this joke called "Go Green," and so I had to do the fact check. Like I was the Snopes fact checker. I had to go find that exact TikTok. Bro, she cut out the TikTok text edit that said "Go Green." I'm like, dude, she did. Come
This
on.
is why I do what I do on that Jacksfilms channel on YouTube, because we call her out on that literally daily, like or like just about every single stream.
You got the bingo list.
We got the fucking
for
bingo
it,
list
dude.
for it, and it's so common. It's a goddamn bingo space. It's called "Steal Someone's Joke," and it's just like you described. And I mean, I find it very funny that you found an example of that on your own. Like that's just how often it happens.
Every single video. It's funny because when I made the Sniper Wolf video, I had to cut out like at least 15 minutes of that video, which was just me finding the joke. Because like at some point in the edit, I'm like, bro, this is like the 5th time I've seen this. Maybe I'll just cut it down to like 1 or 2 examples because it doesn't stop.
Amazing.
But even worse than her is like the Jason Derulo example. Like that is actually so fucking scary toxic because so this is a pure theory of mine. I'm not, putting any allegations on Jason for this anyways. So for those of you who don't know, if you go to Jason Derulo, he was a really popular artist like in the Paleolithic era in comparison to now. He is uploading shorts on YouTube, but it's not like his shorts. It's just basically anything in the YouTube Shorts
Any
algorithm.
popular
freebooted.
short ends up on his
Yeah.
Shorts feed with his face in the corner going,
So when he's reacting, right, like his reactions are like literally him sitting at the barber, like kind of like smiling at the video. It's not really a reaction, okay? Would not pass any courtroom. He puts his music on top of these shorts. Now this is my theory. Because of the content ID system and the fact that he's part of a label, you can insta-monetize anything with your song on it, okay? It doesn't matter what it is.
That's crazy.
But the other thing is, like Jack, you were saying before this, there's a way to get his Spotify numbers up, which is like insane. If true, okay? And again,
That's the theory, yeah.
Given my history on YouTube, I kind of almost believe the theory. Again, not 100%, but like, Jesus Christ, it would be pretty... I would not be shocked if that turned out to be true.
Oh, yeah. No, and just to add 2 things to the Jason Derulo thing. So you say, like, sometimes he shows up a little face cam footage. That's only like half the time. Did you notice that there are so many shorts where he just doesn't appear at all? Like there's
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
100%.
They just put
He's
his
invisible.
music on it and they just
Yes.
take the other guys.
it's
out.
just
Wow.
yoink.
The
Impressive.
music is there all the time. There's no exception. The only time he's ever made his original content is like the only original piece of Jason Derulo shorts I've seen is the wildest thing. He was sitting in his living room and he summons a Lamborghini to come from below the fucking like
my God.
floor, and I'm like, dude, this has to be content for like 5-year-olds. Like, could you imagine how annoying it would be that your car is in the living room? Like, how the fuck are you gonna get that out? Like,
I'm sure it looks very cool.
it was so poorly edited, so he has his kid sitting with him, right? Like, so, normally if I ever saw a fucking McLaren pop out from the ground, I'm gonna be like, whoa, what the this guy's got some crazy setup. But the kid did not react at all to Daddy's McLaren. He was like, Dad, I'm watching Fortnite.
Right,
I don't care
right.
about your fucking car. He's like, it's the only piece of original content. And I'm like, dude, this is definitely for 5-year-olds. Like, there's just no way. There's no way anybody, like, that can cognitively think at any level is watching this material.
And also,
And then the rest of it is just...
and the face cams he does, like, did you say this or see this, that he just reuses his own, like,
Uses the same one.
it's the same shit. Like, it's literally like him at the barber, for example. They just have
He
him on a
uses
loop,
that barber one on like 10 of them. I saw that.
and it's the same
Bro,
thing.
dude, think about how efficient it is, okay? Like,
Hella efficient.
I actually can't. Like, think about it. You like every time I work on a video, I got to put together a new project. Like, I don't even have edit skeletons. I got to put together a whole thing. I got to edit it and everything. Bro, Jason's got it down to a T. He's got Barber Reaction 1 MP4. Dude, it's like a fucking factory. You open up the you open up the project file. You put the reaction. You put barbershop reaction 1. Bro, it's probably a transparent video, so he doesn't even have to like change the motion
right,
vectors or
right.
anything. Hits the quick exports it directly to YouTube.
That's adorable that
Like,
you think
not-
Jason does it himself. Like, he doesn't have a team of
that's
editors. Come on now.
No. See, like, I'm being nice
Okay,
here,
fair,
Like,
fair.
I'm just
He probably has like, he has his 8 editors and he gives each of them a different reaction. And then he tells tells them, just put this on every short you find and upload it to my channel.
Okay,
So weird.
Let's be honest here. It's probably more likely that if he is doing it himself, it's probably all done through like iMovie on the phone. Like it's that can dude. Sometimes you can do a lot of that kind of shit directly and call it a day, you know. But guarantee there's definitely a team. The fact that there is like an incorporated company, I would assume, behind this with actual employees freebooting content shows you how bad of a problem it is. You know?
They exist just for that.
There's been copyright fiascos for forever. What was that one that they've been copyrighting everyone, like that talks about iShowSpeed or
Thumb Media.
Thumb Media, right?
I love Thumb Media,
so
dude.
they've been doing the same exact thing, except instead of stealing your content, they're just stealing your money for your content. Like it's copyright's been the biggest bane for YouTube since literally its inception.
At this point, like I have I don't even f around when I say this, but I have like a separate bank account just for, I call it the nuclear account, like the MOAB. So the day I get into a legal dispute with like some media or any of these organizations, it's just like funnel that in, get the best drop the bomb, the SAR bomb on these assholes.
That's not a bad idea, dude.
Are you not afraid that either you'll get hit with a lawsuit or YouTube will decide to give you strikes for harassment?
Me or Jack?
Jack.
Oh.
I'm not worried about the harassment thing because I am very careful to make sure that what I do is not harassment. You know, because
you're not making fun of her features because she's beautiful.
I don't touch any of the, like, you know, let's make fun of her appearance. Like, absolutely not. I don't do that because
like there are intrinsic features, and I know that you can't make fun of somebody. You can't make fun of the way that they. But there's no reason to do that. Like that's just an irrelevant
and
blow.
It's like she could use that against you. It's like, why give her ammo?
Yeah.
Like, you know, why come off as like misogynistic and say like, oh, look at her, blah, blah, blah. Like you don't even have to do that because any criticisms you have can go straight to how she reacts, or rather doesn't.
Speaking of misogyny, I remember like one of the comments, and I think I read this on Twitter too, is like, you just hate it because you don't want to see a woman succeed. I'm like, trust me, it's not about women, okay?
No, it is.
It's not even
no,
about
they're
men.
totally right.
It's about human beings.
You know, I hate women, and it just infuriates me when a woman succeeds. Like, they nailed
Let's
me,
go, and he
dude.
said
They
it
take
on
me.
the green screen. Let's go.
Oh, no. What's behind me?
Yeah, it's him. It's him. And like, you should put like Ben Shapiro and like the Barbie.
Okay, so theoretically, so one of the major reasons I made the first main channel video about SSSniperwolf was because I wanted to make like every other like expose or video on SSSniperwolf and her past and all that always had some twinge of misogyny. Like it always devolved into like, you know, she only gets views kind of her tits, blah blah blah. And I was like, what the like, this is a bad critique. Real. This has nothing to do with content theft. It's all about like, you know, she's a woman, and it's like you don't have to talk about that at all. In fact, we shouldn't have to, because all of her faults with her content are purely like
her content.
Right? And it's just all about like
I really like that
theft.
you really specifically said, okay, I'm here to make fun of her content. I'm going to tell you why her content is trash and theft. And even if there's like a whole lawsuit going on about her ex-boyfriend suing her for half of what she has because he played her Call of Duty games behind the scenes or whatever, that's not the point here. You don't care about that. You are focusing on one thing. You're not trying to destroy her and dismantle her life. You just this content shouldn't exist, and you want to make that clear.
Like, listen, if all she did was make like stupid skits, like I remember one of the videos I watched where she was like putting the fucking iPhone cable in like Mountain Dew. I'm like, yo, if she did that all day, it's stupid as hell, but cool. That's fine.
Least
I don't
that's
care.
that's
Like,
content. That's original content.
Yeah.
You know, when she once in a blue moon like tries out TikTok hacks or whatever, right? Like, hey, good for you. I can't critique that, because that's stronger than your usual reaction content.
I mean,
so
it might be
you.
shit content, but at least you didn't steal it.
Sure, and you know, and that's the whole thing. Like, right, and that's exactly as you suggest why I don't touch the whole sausage, you know, legal
divorce drama, whatever,
all that stuff, because it's like my whole thing. Like, I've been fighting like for creators like since SSSniperwolf had a fucking channel. And like, this is just something I'm super passionate about. It's just crediting the creators, because right now, as we discussed, like before the pocket before we start recording, like creators now probably feel so disenfranchised and so disenchanted, like they don't want to. What's the point of creating when a much larger entity like Sniperwolf can just come in and steal and say, that's mine now. I don't need to credit you. I'm just going to react to it and say, damn, that's crazy. Next TikTok.
Well, the thing that also gets me is like when people bring up the symbiotic relationship, it's like, oh, reactors are just like bringing in traffic and everything. And so the funny thing is like Lamino, right? Like we all know him. He had that JFK video. And I remember me and XQC got into that spat because we were just like, dude, okay, you just basically freebooted the guy's entire video. It's funny because Lemino came out like a week or two ago, and he was like, yeah, I'm cool with the reactions if you like primarily actually like don't put my entire video up there. And so this is what I have a discussion because I always get into the legal aspect of it. Like I always bring up the 4 tests, and I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter if a video is 20 minutes long and your reaction is like 3 hours long, right? If you play the entire video, then you are in, like, if you go to a court because of it, they're going to laugh at you, right? I'm not saying that the reaction is invalid because some people who put like, if you're putting a 3 hour, like, if you're analyzing something and like covering it and you're making it a 3 hour piece, probably putting a lot of original content in there. That's not what you were seeing with the reaction space. You know, they would like literally freeboot a video. Their reaction to like certain things would be like, wow, that's so crazy. Oh my God. I didn't know JFK got shot in the head. That's new to me. What the
I didn't see the body. Maybe it's not true.
Right? Like that's what we're looking at. It's like but my thing when I'm looking at content like that is if you like the moment you start putting the freebooted content up there, like every creator that I've talked to, right? And this is behind the scenes, are like, yeah, I fucking hate it, right? Obviously, they're not going to bring it up to any larger creator because they're scared of backlash, right? Like, the reason I can get into a spat with XQC is like, well, what the is going to happen, right? Like, we're both, he's gonna get mad at me, I'm going to get mad at him back. Like, our audiences will never intertwine. It's not like he's going to dwarf and destroy my career or vice versa, right? It's just two people. But like a smaller creator that has like 50,000 subscribers, they're like, oh shit, a 10 million, follower channel hit me up. Cool, maybe I got some exposure out of it, but even mathematically, and you showed this in your videos with the TikTok stuff, it doesn't translate to a real following. Even a lot of the channels I got reacted to a year or two ago, a lot of them have kind of, tapered off because none of that growth was ever natural, right? Like if you grow low and slow, your channel survives in the long term, but if you just get a bunch of people sent to watch you, you artificially fuck up the algorithm, and then it's never going to start recommending you again. If your recommendations are never natural, you get fucked as a creator. That's one of the things that I always bring up. People say that I'm wrong, but I tell them, I'm like, listen, I'm not saying this to sound like an asshole. I've been through the ringer. I know the math. I know the analytics. Like everyone in this room knows the analytics.
I think that's definitely the majority. There are like exceptions. Like I remember we had Gunner TV on our podcast before, and like Charlie used to react his videos on stream, and he really blew up because of Charlie's reactions, for example.
Right.
So, but there are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part,
oh yeah, there's exception to every norm, 100%. But I think in general, like when we look at these situations, it's like, look, the math never works in your favor in most cases, right? But even with Charlie's reactions, and he'll like, now that I see them, he'll play like a portion of the video that makes sense, but then it'll be like his actual commentary, which you think is okay. I've done that a lot.
Oh yeah.
But like like if there's a 10, like there was a period where I covered like what was it, like Arab, like 3 a.m. channels, right? Like funny as hell. 50-minute long videos. I would only take out the parts that I would really have jokes for and then call it a day. Like I'm not going to play your entire Sonic. Like there was this one creator, Eli So Cray, funniest guy in the world. Okay, he literally waterboarded Peppa Pig. I had to show that 10 seconds. I had to show it. I'm like, guys, this exists. Like somebody filmed this.
Sure.
Like listen, the jokes are writing themselves. Okay. Right. Like I had to play it because I'm like, listen, I'm showing it to you out of the absurdity. Okay, this is the only platform in the world where you can find somebody waterboard a fictional character from Nickelodeon. Okay, you can't find this on live TV. This is just wild shit.
I think when it comes to React content, the way I kind of have it in my head is if people are watching the reaction because of you and because not that it's detracting from the original creator, then I guess it kind of falls under fair use. And I think an example of that is, you remember just like a couple of years ago, every big YouTuber was doing try not to laugh challenges. Right? PewDiePie did it. Markiplier did it.
Sure.
Technically, they're reacting to other people's content.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But that said, they were definitely the appeal and the draw to that content.
Yeah, I mean, every single bit of video uploaded is different. Obviously, I'm never going to put, like, a try not to laugh challenge between, like, any, like Jay Schlatt, for instance, right? Like, Schlatt's funny as hell. I watch him for him.
Schlatt's
Nobody's
a great
watching
example.
Sniperwolf.
Schlatt and Sniperwolf make the same content, right? Schlatt reacts to TikTok, Sniperwolf reacts to TikToks, except Sniperwolf is beautiful and Schlatt's hilarious.
Jesus Christ. Well, listen,
really funny.
listen. Reaction content won't change. Like that's a fact. Like it's pretty much solidified. What I am kind of just worried about is what we spoke about earlier, the AI shit.
Yeah.
Like,
And just my
Quible
just
AI.
my final thing on the reaction stuff before we do move on to AI. I just want to throw this in. Like I do think there's a right way and a wrong way to do reaction content, and I'm not saying like I don't want anyone to think that I poo-poo on all reaction content, right?
No,
and I think like you raised a really good point. Like if you're watching for the creator and not the content they're reacting to, I do think that justifies it a lot. That goes a long way in doing it. Having said that, you have to be careful that you aren't just playing the entirety of the video that you're reacting to. I do think that's a giant part of it too, right? Like cut around it or just include the relevant pieces so that your commentary has context, etc. But having said that, I would love to dive into the Quible Cop AI stuff.
So, all right, I guess I'm gonna summarize the Quible Cop AI. Quible Cop is a friend of the show. He was his fun fact. He debuted his AI plans of world domination on this show.
How about that?
Oh yeah, he was. Bro, we had him. We had Quible Cop here for an hour 10 minutes, and man, that guy. Like, okay, I'll give him one thing. He loves artificial intelligence. Like,
well, yeah, he's been working on this for he claims like what 5 years. Like this is his baby.
5
years.
This
is his thing. Which you know that's what everyone needs a thing.
He was in our podcast and he says, "Can't you imagine a future where humans don't need to ever do anything? Everything could just be managed by AI. Can't you imagine a future like that?" And Muna and I were just like, "That sounds like a dystopia." And he's like, "No, it is perfect world." And we're like, "Okay, all right."
First off, that's an extremely good impression. Holy shit.
my thing with the AI shit, and this is
I knew it.
Like my thing with the funniest thing about AI shit is always like I do believe one day it'll get good enough where it's going to be hard to tell. And
that's an inevitability.
One of the videos like 2 days ago I made a video about like the misinformation that's coming out of like the Middle East. Twitter is filled with misinformation at the moment.
It's so sad.
The entire internet. And one of the things I'm sitting down, I go over a few examples. I'm like, listen, we got the Mr. Beast scam, the AI shit that is... People, like, in the comments are like, I can tell. I'm like, yeah, you and I can tell, but, like, the average person, they're going to look at that and be like, oh, shit, this might be real.
And also, you could tell now. You don't know if you can tell in 5 years.
Yeah. When you have 20 seconds, right, when you watch a video and you don't think about it, you might actually end up believing it, right? Like, I am showing this to you. I'm prefacing it the fact that this is AI. If I didn't tell you it was AI, I'm sure I could convince some people. Then you got like the Charlie stuff where it was like I think it was Turkey Tom. He like edited inspect element of like one of his videos. Huge Israel.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sitting over there. I'm like, man. The fact that there are people looking at this, before it was community noted, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do that. That's so insensitive. I'm like, you guys, like, is Inspect Element still this good? Like,
right.
It's still passing? Jesus Christ. And then the wildest shit was, it's like, you have news accounts on X, or Twitter, or whatever they're like...
And they're posting that Charlie made this video.
That, and they're also sharing, like, AI-generated, like, depictions of the war. And I'm like, dude... But the thing is, some of it is so good, and I'm in my video. I'm like pointing out. I'm like, this is where you can see the faults in AI. This is blah 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 blah. And even as I'm recording that, I'm like, is this AI or is this real? Like, what the? Like, I'm cross-referencing, and I'm like, if I'm getting confused,
right. I just saw yesterday on Twitter, on X, I saw a Shoe on Head posted a clip of Trump, right, in some rally, and he was saying some wild shit, whatever. And you look at the replies, and they're like, well, AI got really good. No way Trump actually said this. And it was an actual thing that he actually said.
That's funny. So the opposite happened.
No one believed it.
Yeah.
It's both ways. AI's gotten so good, you can't trust anything that is real either.
It's only going to get worse.
We've reached a point where it's like, people are like, the internet is where you can get all the information at your fingertips. Now it's like, wait, is it real or is it not, right? Like, it's
We're gonna need like
AI is that
watermarks
good?
now, like actual like certified official watermarks saying
It would
that
be nice if it was legally passed that everything AI generated needed a watermark.
Yeah.
some laws
The
are
thing
gonna
is,
have to
like,
pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, even if laws like that like pass, the thing is, it's AI, like the tools, they're so readily available, right? Like
Yeah.
I can go to GitHub right now and download the tools that all these fakers are using, and in like an hour or two on my system, I can generate all of the models and just start pumping this shit out. So we're getting to a point where even if you have laws passed, what the are you going to do about it? Like, how are you going to actually enforce it? Somebody could sit from like Zambia or some shit and like post, and they're not even bound to those laws and call it a day, right? Like, how do you enforce the laws? What are you going to do? That's the issue with like AI shit. You know, that's the dangers of it. Like a couple months ago, we were laughing at like the Joe Biden in Minecraft like AI voice memes. But like, yeah, that's a funny example for it. But now it's like if you make some fake misinformation and like a politician shares it, right? Like fucking like, dude, you could upload like you could upload a piece of war footage, and like if suddenly Ron DeSantis like reposts it, it's like, oh shit,
Right.
You see how crazy things are over there?
God.
That guy's got some clout. Like that guy can like elevate a story and make it viral in like an hour. Then it just goes out of control. And then even if it's misinformation, then you get into like people who are arguing like, oh, it's not AI, you're just lying, or blah blah blah.
Right. It
It's
just
like,
starts a whole discourse, like, and nothing gets solved, and just more people fighting. Like, I have a feeling, man, we're gonna have more January 6s, you know, just because like that whole thing started with misinformation, like stop the steal, you know, like there was no steal, but but that's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. Like more people are gonna be like, well, I saw on Facebook a very convincing GIF of, you know.
Yeah.
What's so wild is I think social media managed to propel like some truths about like things, like let's say the war that's going on right now. Like there are some things that are happening that would not have been public knowledge if not for social media being able to just put phones in the hands of every single person to be able to access this stuff. And on the flip side, no one's been lied to this much about a conflict in history either.
Yeah, it's like, listen, there's so many pros and cons. Like, listen, I'm okay with people questioning everything they see, right? Like, if you want to question, like the stop the steal stuff, right? Like, if you want to question it, that's fine, 100%. It's your fucking right to.
But there's also some people questioning things that, like, you really start scratching your head. You have, like, and this is a very morbid example. You know, I'm not even going to give the example. It's too morbid for the podcast. See that? But some travesty that happened in Israel, that something terrible happened, and you have reporters all around the world saying this, and you'll have some people saying, well, I didn't see the footage, I don't believe it. You know? Stuff
I think I know what you're saying. Yes. Like there are a lot of these. Yes. Yeah, there are stories that come out, and then like some people are saying like that was fabricated. No, it was real. Casey Neistat just uploaded a video like an hour ago, talking about his perspective on the conflict, right? And the comments are, as usual, very divided, and they're like citing and I won't like go into detail exactly what for that reason you just mentioned, but like certain things Casey is pointing out of like news stories. Multiple people in the comments are saying like, way to spread false news, like this never happened, this was never confirmed to be real, like this specific instance. And that's terrifying, the fact that like we are questioning, like there's an ongoing conflict happening. I mean, we're questioning what's real and what's not, is a very scary reality that's only going to get more complicated, and we're going to have a tougher time differentiating the fact from fiction.
My thing was like the misinformation is even the most like intelligent person, right? Like will just be swayed by something they see online, because the thing is, the internet is like a big game of fucking telephone. It's like the Charlie example I used earlier. Instead of like taking the 4 seconds to go onto YouTube search and type in massive Israel drama and find out that was fake, you see a screenshot of it, you've already shared it to like 10 people, and you yourself started to believe it.
And you look at the replies on that, and they're all like, wow, can't believe Charlie's fallen so far. He went to talk about goofy things on the internet, and now he's calling
Stay in your lane,
drama.
Charlie. Yeah, exactly.
Stay in your lane.
Right. You know?
It's like,
I used to respect
and then yeah, like, dude, some like this is why like I just sit down. I'm like, dude, this is why I don't cover like actual like I'll make like a video and like in the comments like, what are your thoughts on like the whole conflict? I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking computer engineer.
I'm a
I sit
YouTuber.
down
Why
and
are you asking me?
code. Like, dog,
The
this
exact
is the
same
kind
way.
of question you have to ask. You got to ask like CNN or Fox or some of
I'm
those pundits.
just not
they're
qualified.
fucking salivating.
You can't ask those guys either because they're both biased in their own direction.
Yeah, everyone's
Literally,
biased.
who
Fuck,
can
dude.
you ask?
You know the thing is, it used
you
to
can
be.
ask Phil DeFranco.
Dude, I love how Philly D just gets away with like, dude, he can just straight up mention it on his channel and like, dude, not a term. In one of his videos, he's like, I can't show you footage, otherwise YouTube's gonna hit me with that community guideline strike. I'm like, yeah, no shit, Philly, you're gonna show a fucking act of war? What the? It's like when I see stuff like that constantly posted on the internet, like I don't know. I was always raised in we were always like taught, I would assume early elementary school, at least in Canada here, like question everything. Like we couldn't even use Wikipedia as a source, right? Because like our teachers would be like, yo, check the sources, like where the actual feed is from, right? Like, because here's the thing, I was sent like articles about this conflict from like Twitter users, and then I go to like the actual source for the article, and it's like a fucking neo-Nazi website. Like,
jeez.
Wait a minute. Whoa, you're going to fucking Stormfront right now? Hold on a minute. Wait. Yeah, I think they might have a bit of a bias in the situation.
Right, just a touch. Just a tad.
Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah, so I'm like sitting over there. I'm like, wait a minute. You're sending me this evidence, and I'm telling you what's the source. Like, check the link. I'm like, I did. I went to the bottom of the fucking page. I did the due diligence. I looked at the source, and I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. and then the funniest thing is, they're like, wait, what's so wrong about the source? I'm like,
oh my god.
Well, I mean, I'm not winning
the
this
source
argument.
is
anyway.
biased, sir. Very biased.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm not winning this argument. It's fucking cool. Go on for it, shit.
God damn. So that's a good, like, you took me back to like my paper writing days in school, like middle school, high school, and like, yeah, you couldn't cite Wikipedia as a source. Can kids do that now? Like, does anyone know? Like, is that something that you can include in your works cited? Do kids still do works cited pages at the?
I think I like, as far as I've talked to my aunt's kids, I showed them ChatGPT and it completely changed their school days. They're just, whew. They're like, wait, I can write a whole essay without ever touching a fucking word processor? I'm like, I should not have shown
ruined
this.
those children. Why would you do that?
No, I mean, that would save a lot of hours. I mean, like, as a kid, like, you're stressed with homework and shit, I would have used ChatGPT. Absolutely.
I mean, the funniest thing about, like, it's always funny, like, it's back when I was in high school, the most successful kids were the ones that, like, Saul Goodman the system, like, they cheated the whole thing out.
Bro,
like,
yes.
use the chat, like, they said plagiarism wasn't allowed in high school, so kids would literally just, like, plagiarize, and then they would go to, like, an online, like, anti-plagiarism tool.
Right.
Because I remember the teachers were like, we use a plagiarism checker. I'm like, oh, yeah? You, GitHub has an anti-plagiarism checker. Stop. We'll just run it through that.
I remember when I had to take my French matrics at the end of high school. And French, by the way, shout out to French people. You guys have the dumbest language in the world. French is a stupid language. I'm gonna say it.
Wow.
It's bad. If
Dude,
you don't
it's
pronounce
so
the last
funny
letter
how,
of
like,
every word, it doesn't need to
it's
be there.
Hey, comment section.
This is
Get 'em.
why...
Comment section.
This is why French people hate French Canadians. Like, this is why
Okay,
that
so listen,
actually is
I
a
had
thing.
to take my
It's
French
wildest.
matrics, okay? And they tell you, like, a week in advance the basic topic for what the essay is going to be about. And the topic my year was, like, internet privacy or something, which was kind of hilarious. Because the teachers didn't actually know what they were talking about. But whatever. So it was internet privacy, and I know that I'm going to get an essay about it. And they give you one card that you're allowed to, like, take notes on the card beforehand and take this card into the exam with you. So the day before, I basically guessed what the question for the essay was going to be. And I wrote down the entire essay in French on the card in, like, tiny letters. I got the question right exactly, and I just copied it directly into my sheet.
Amazing.
It was legal cheating. And Caleb, it is so good to have you here.
I'm a little
What's up,
late.
buddy?
How you doing, Jack?
Yo, good to see you, man.
It's an honor to meet you, brother. I've been following for a very long time.
Oh gosh, cringe, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, I'm talking long time,
Oh
bro.
no.
Yeah.
No, it's good to meet you, dude. Finally, overdue.
Dude,
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely.
understand. I've been, like, when you released Alexander Hamilton 2, I was, like, punching the air. You don't understand.
That's so fucking cool. Thanks, dude. Thank you.
No, you like. Well, the thing is, like, you've been around longer than all of us. Like, we consider you an OG on this platform. So I think one of the good things is like you're still here on the platform. You're still pumping out the videos. Like, usually by now, people of your like, I hate to make you
Of
sound
your advanced
old, but,
age.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. People of your like, senior citizens like you on YouTube. You know, it's like I'm glad to see you still alive.
And also, just with, by the way, the same like level of, if not improved drastically, level of just like care of content. I started to come in here just start glazing, but I'm a fan and have been a fan for a long time. The sincerity, the content has always been good, and it just gets better.
That's really nice of you to say.
Sad to see sad to see the series end last month, by the way.
Oh, I didn't end it. I just moved it to a second channel.
To the other channel.
I know.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I mean, yes. Rest in peace. Rest in pepperonis. Yeah, I will be missed.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I think I mean, thank you very much, but I think a lot of people who've also been on YouTube as long as I haven't stopped. Well, they moved on to bigger and grander things. I'm still stuck in YouTube purgatory.
Debatable, man.
You know what I mean?
Debatable.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I think that's debatable.
Look, Jack, listen, all right. People who've moved, like, listen, Logan Paul moved to bigger and advanced things
right.
like CryptoZoo. So
That's
it
right.
really depends on what you're considering a big change.
Really bad movies or scams, and you're kind of still doing the right thing.
What was that one thing where it's like either you can have a music career, or you can end up like fucking EDP 445.
Yeah. You're doing really well.
Every Minecrafter has one point in his life where he has to choose.
What's that meme with like the kid and like the two paths?
Yeah.
Right? Like one stormy, one
Dark
sunny.
Castle. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so in YouTube's case, it's like both of them are just Dark Castles. It's like shitty music career or like EDP 445. Like, as long as you haven't ended in those schools, you're fine.
I need some wood to knock on here.
Yeah.
That's why I've always said like I'll always be making videos, because the day I stop, I don't ever want to go down to that fork in the road. Okay? I don't want to have a shitty music career, and I don't want to be in prison. So,
See,
or on a
the trick is
financial
to have the
scam on
shitty music
somebody.
career behind you. You make one terrible meme that Twitter will never forget, and then you're good for life.
Dude,
Right,
it's
you
so
just eat off
crazy
that.
how like I think I have some great respect for Logan Paul. He's my favorite scumbag, guys.
Oh, go on.
Honestly, I love Logan Paul, dude. Like, okay, this guy is like, I have to assume he's probably like a billionaire off Prime, right? Like at this
probably
point,
will be, yeah.
probably at some point, dude will not pay back that CryptoZoo. I respect
5%.
it.
Didn't you read? He might do 5%. That's enough.
Dude,
Very generous.
Yeah.
Okay. That's if the 5% goes. You guys are being way too f***ing hopeful. I respect it. I respect the fat 0% return. I think it's amazing. Like, this man, like, it's like I wish he was my brother. I really do. Because then I get to see him every year, and like I know our parents look at both of us, and it's just like a yin and yang. It's like, how the f*** did this guy turn out like a total scumbag? How did this guy turn out like a scumbag in the opposite direction? It's like, what the like if Logan Paul was my brother, my parents would be like, we've got some bad genetic stock going on. Okay, we are hitting gutter balls, because like, man, that guy will not pay back a single dollar.
Now, for
so
me, the whole
CryptoZoo,
Logan Paul response to the CryptoZoo thing is one of my favorite train wrecks as far as YouTube apologies go. First, he goes, ranting about how CoffeeZilla lied about it and made mistakes. Then he goes on his podcast crying about how CoffeeZilla is his worst adversary he's ever faced, and he's going to make people believe the lies. Then when no one believed him at all, he released a third apology video where he said, yeah, actually, I was wrong about all of it, and I will pay everyone back. And then he never paid anyone back.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the
Just a
greatest
legend
ever
move.
I think I was
He's so
telling
good at
Coffee.
this.
I was telling Coffee even at the time, like just behind it when that apology dropped, I was like, wait a minute. This guy's response to you is that he actually did due diligence. Like, you couldn't find out this guy working with me was a criminal. I'm gonna leak out his criminal like sealed records. I'm like, wait, what? The funniest thing is the guy was talking about he had sealed criminal records, and the reason I know this is because I talked to the guy, the Zach guy that he mentioned in his apology. I DM'd him. I'm like, hold on a minute, is it because I couldn't find the information, right? Usually with criminal records, they're public, you can find it, you can pay like $10. Couldn't do it. The guy tells me his record was sealed. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Either you knew about the sealed record before all of this, or you have some crazy good legal team that's pulling out sealed court records, and then you're just leaking them out. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, that means you had the ability to check who you were working with. Why did you even fall down this road to begin with? But it's just, CryptoZoo, for anybody that doesn't know or lives under a rock, was an NFT project during NFT Mania. And basically it was like you could hatch eggs, you could fuse them together, and
It was genius.
It was supposed to be a game. A game that another creator made in 24 hours, by the way. Okay, as a f*** you to Logan Paul.
Oh, really? I didn't know
did
that.
not- Oh, yeah. Somebody made the entire CryptoZoo game in like 24 or 48 hours.
A working one.
So, a working one that didn't
That
scam
didn't
the audience.
scam its users.
Logan charged people to get into CryptoZoo, and I remember when this was coming out. This was actually during, I think, when I was working on Rubes with Coffee, because it was literally like a week or two out of it that he, like, you saw the webpage, the CryptoZoo, and I could tell right there, I'm like, this is kind of, I mean, it's a Paul brother thing. It's going to be another shit project. It was a shit project, and the fact that he never paid it back is so just
Hilarious.
honestly, in a scumbag way, it's like, I kind of respect it, dude. Like, there's just no good in you. Like it's so evil. It's like it's like The Boys level of evil. He's like YouTube's Homelander. He just doesn't care. It's like he cares. Like, the thing is, he cares about his image, but he's just such a shitty character, and it's so transparent to anybody that's over the age of 6. Here's the thing. If I was him, I would just pay back the $2 million, whatever
Dude,
the
it would be
amount
so
is.
easy. I don't understand
That's
it.
nothing to him
easy.
at this
I
point.
wonder what, like,
Exactly.
I would love to be a fly on the wall watching KSI's reaction to the CoffeeZilla videos. Like, you know, he's his
Dude,
partner, right? And KSI, for the
Yeah.
most part, hasn't done anything super shady, as far as I know. And here's his business partner, another massive YouTuber, and that guy's been in every possible drama. Like,
Yeah.
I could, dude, imagine sitting in the boardroom as Logan's getting destroyed by the internet and not almost committing fucking, like, just this, almost not, like, walking out right there. That has to be the best glazed contract or the most ironclad shit imaginable. Like,
or
your
they're
assets-
just making, like, incredible amounts of money. And they're not
That's
Pink Sauce
very
Girl,
much
and
true.
they're not just going to
Yeah.
blow it up. Because
I saw. I was doing some research on this the other day. They both are 20% owners. Allegedly, there's no like public info on this, like true public info. They say they're both 20% owners, and the company Prime grossed 200 gross revenue 200 mil over the past 12 months, and internal net revenue it was 110 million. So like 20 mil each, $2 million a month minimum that they're making off of their drink product.
Insane.
that's insane.
One
is
month
wild.
he could take his
Yeah,
earnings and
dude.
pay back the previous
Dude,
sin.
he can
That's
take
so
half his
wild.
earnings.
The biggest thing, the most baller thing to do would be get a bunch of creators to just put like a little bit of money and then like, you know, there's not that many in this sphere. There is no one who is as high a roller as Logan Paul, to be fair. But
Right.
what an ultimate move it would be to have like other YouTubers pay back the CryptoZoo people. What just a colossal world-ending L that would be for Logan Paul if other people
Dude,
did
that's
it.
this is what I was actually. I'm not even kidding about this. I made this video a while back, but I was actually thinking, I'm like, if it's $2 million, I almost just want to take it out and like pay it back, because I think about it. I'm like, $2 million. Like, what am I gonna do? Buy a Lamborghini? F- that. It's not to give Logan the fattest L on the platform.
Yeah, because you could also
worth it.
you could do it in the sense of like you could just start a nonprofit and then just like have awareness for scams and like you could do it. It would be, I feel like it would be a beneficial thing to do just in the world, and let people know that YouTubers are generally pieces of shit, and have it be run by YouTubers.
That's a genius idea,
It's
honestly.
actually
Yeah.
a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it
It's
would be-
like
I think
what
it'd be-
H3 wanted to do with like the FUPA fund, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like to put $2 million down. I am 100%
Yeah,
down
dude.
for
Because
it.
I didn't get scammed by a YouTuber, but I got scammed. I would love to be involved if there was anything like
Well, you
that.
got scammed
So,
by a Twitch streamer.
Yeah. Well, like
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like I'm sure his audience would be like, "Wow, so you're just like you're breaking the piggy bank just to f***ing cover this dude's L's." I'm like, not really. If you, I'm doing it.
It's a bigger
I would do
picture.
it mostly because
yeah,
it's
for people, man.
Like at the end of the day, it's like Ludwig and XQC did the same thing to the Slicker situation. Yeah, this is like our community, so like I'm down to put like I'm down to cover the 100% pot if it just means like people get f***ing paid back, and it serves as a good like like PSA to avoid these NFT, these crypto scams,
and
a lot
also
of these merch
the
scams.
petty side of you could cackle at Logan Paul's misfortune.
Oh,
I mean,
it would be
the
as
funniest-
petty as it is good.
Like,
That'd
like
be
the
awesome.
funniest thing is the wildest thing about it is like Logan Paul is. I'm just saying, like, he's magnitudes richer than I am.
Mm-hmm.
That like there's not even like hiding the fact. He's just magnitudes richer.
He's doing okay, yeah.
If I'm able to cover his L, bro, that's got to be so infinitesimal for him. If I'm able to cover his L without thinking twice, he should be able to do it like as he will. Like
Just
that's
provide an
nothing
example.
for him. Yeah, it's like
it would be tough to figure out who are all the victims.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be tough to.
I mean,
gotta
would
be
it really
made,
be
right?
tough because it's on the
Sniperwolf would
blockchain?
pay
markets.
them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's on the
wallets.
blockchain.
Yeah, so as soon as if somebody shows me their minted NFT, that we could just pay them back.
True.
Because his idea was pay them back in Ethereum. I'm just gonna straight up say give them back USD. Like, I'm not gonna give them.
They'd be like,
fucking-
no, no, I don't want USD.
I'm like, yeah, they're like give us back in like an ass coin. I'm like,
USDT.
that's still more stable than Ethereum and all that shit.
If we offered to pay him back in Dogecoin, Elon might get on board.
Oh my dude, if Elon covers the L, hell yeah.
Looking
dude.
into this.
Yo, Jack, what's
but I
your
mean-
favorite financial scam in YouTube history?
Oh, there's so many. That's
a
like
lot.
picking my favorite child. I don't.
Oh come on, you gotta have like.
I mean, CryptoZoo is great just because like I love the CoffeeZilla series on it. Like that was just so beautifully
Entertaining.
thorough, right?
I will always love Save the Kids. Anything with charity that doesn't go towards like
yeah.
actual children,
Especially if it has
funniest
the
shit in
word
the world.
"save" and "kids" in it as well.
That's a beautiful.
Beautiful.
Save the kids,
Well,
man.
it's like special. Okay, listen. When it's called Save the Kids and it's run by YouTubers, dude, it's like a video waiting to happen. The day I saw that, and like the day I saw the Save the Kids, and I saw Rice Gum and every other one of those guys involved, I'm like, dude, there's just no fucking shot. This is
God,
good.
he's involved in that. Jesus.
I think
This
my
is
favorite
awesome.
one was when XQC wanted to sue the Olympics for copyright striking him. That was my favorite one.
He wanted to. I didn't know about this. He wanted to sue
He's
the
a
Olympics.
genius.
Yeah, that was my favorite financial drama.
He has a high
Wow.
operational IQ. Dude's a genius.
He streamed the Olympics
XQC 's
to
a
100,000
fucking
people.
savant, dude.
He gets it taken down because obviously he gets it taken down, and then he wants to sue them.
Dude,
It's
I
great,
love
it's
it
great.
when like okay, so here's the thing: when you have 100,000 live viewers, dog, you are not a streamer; you are a broadcasting
at that
agency
point,
at that
yeah.
point. Like, dude, the fact that you haven't been sued, I love the entitlement sometimes. Like when the MasterChef shit was happening, they're like, dude, they DMCA'd me. I'm like, you're lucky. Fucking Fox hasn't taken you to court over Fox. Like Fox would throat if they decided to record the Super Bowl, okay? You're lucky that they didn't fucking do shit to you for rebroadcasting one of their premier like cooking shows. They would send you to like hell if they could. But you know, it's the entitlement that gets me. It's even when it comes to like just. I love the scamming nature of YouTube. I really do. Like as much as it depressed me, like. And don't get me wrong, that 2 years of crypto boom where like everyone was scamming, I was like, this is just disgusting, this is depressing. Now I'm just like, the audience, dude, I have said this a million times, don't buy crypto if you keep doing it. And then the funniest thing is the audience will be like, hey, can you investigate this shitty scam? Dog, I warned you 2 years ago. Now you're getting scammed, I'm laughing, okay? I'm sitting back, I am giggling like a fucking schoolgirl every time this happens, okay? When we started this podcast, there was a project known as Stick.
Oh,
That's a good one.
old school.
People
Old
bought
school.
Stick.
You know about
And
Stick
the-
Jack?
No, please go
Yeah.
on.
My
Okay, so
favorite
Jake-
crypto project.
So Jake Paul, Nobel Prize winner,
Genius.
Harvard graduate that he is, genius man, worked on a project known as Stick. Now, it was an NFT project where it was stick figures, but they had different. It was like it's stick figures with dicks, okay. The dicks would be different. Sometimes they'd be like 3D. Sometimes they'd be in your face, holographic, whatever. Ran this project, didn't go fucking anywhere. Because, again, Jake Paul promotes it, and then a month later never acknowledges it, moves on to another project. Project goes nowhere. That's the extent of this NFT shit. And mind you, we were told that we were dumb for not thinking that it would blow up. Like, I was supposed to sit here and think that stick
Was the future?
Exactly.
Dude, I still believe. I really do. I'm
Diamond
holding
hands.
on.
It's
Come
come
on.
back. You have to buy
exactly.
at the low. Buy
Hobble,
at the
baby.
low, guys.
To the moon.
Dude, it's like anytime somebody promotes a product, you just gotta. No, actually, speaking of financial scams, here's something dumber than stick. Have you ever heard of Earth 2.0?
Oh, bro. Where's my? I don't even invest.
I feel
This already
like-
sounds good.
I feel like I've heard of it,
Is
but
that the metaverse? Was that one?
Oh yeah, it was the Earth, but in a metaverse. So basically,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah. And you could
so
buy
there's-
real estate in the meta Earth.
So the way that this worked was these guys cloned the Google Maps API onto their website, and they would just sell like plots of Google Maps like pixels for money. Motherfuckers would be buying this for $2,000, $1,000, hundreds of dollars. Now they
Gotta
claim
get
that
in
there's
early.
a
Real estate goes
Right.
up.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Always goes up.
Dude, people were buying the fucking pyramids of Giza for like $40 on there. Okay, so they got in real fucking early. All right, shit. Now they said there was going to be a game attached to this. Game never fucking came out.
naturally.
Really?
Project is dead.
That's
Oh, yeah.
surprising.
I know, right? Like it's fucking.
Shocked.
It's dead in the water. Didn't go anywhere. All right. I mean, this is like the people that create these projects. It's like it's funny because we came from that World of Warcraft era, like the actual metaverse. You know, when you made your fantasy character and lived in that. Dude, people are reselling that same. They're reselling like Second Life to like boomers or like idiots these days.
No, that's really what it
for
is,
hundreds
yeah.
of dollars. Yeah. But the thing is, Second Life and all World of Warcraft, you can fucking play that shit, right? Like, I remember the Earth 2.0 guys were like, "Wouldn't you like to drive your metaverse like Lamborghini down, like, wouldn't you like to drive it down Sunset?" And I'm like, "You mean like GTA 5?"
Right, but
Yeah.
better. You know, like
I know.
GTA 5 at least is photorealistic.
Yeah, like it looks good. You know, like shit. I'm playing the game at least. This doesn't even look real.
Did you guys ever see that there's this YouTuber folding ideas? He made a video a few years ago, 1 or 2 years ago, called like the metaverse is a dead mall or something like that. It was fascinating. It's all about kind of what you just described. Like it wasn't Second Life, but it was something else. It was like some other embodiment where like you could own virtual real estate in this shitty like PS2 graphics era, world, but like, now. And it was just like devoid of any engagement. No one was ever on it. Nothing ever worked. Like all the little mini games you could play in this world were just sad and not really existent. And brands would always try to get on it. So you could buy like the Eminem's house or something, but it was just it was depressing.
But you know what that sounds like? Like just a dead version of PlayStation Home. Like back in the PS3 days, you could fucking walk around. The funniest thing about it too is like explaining to people how dumb this metaverse shit was, because I was like, wait a minute. I was told that you could go into the theaters at AMC Metaverse and watch a movie together. So I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me, like, just us four. Imagine we're like, yo, shit, you want to watch a movie online together, like John Wick 2? What are we going to do? Are we going to open up Discord and just screen share it and watch the movie?
Archaic.
Exactly. No, let's put on our fucking $2,000 Valve Index fucking headsets, sit in the theater together, and, like, our Roblox avatars are going to react. Like, what? Like, did you see that Metaverse interview between Lex Friedman and fucking Mark Zuckerberg?
I did. Yes.
Shit looked... Okay, don't get me wrong. The 3D models looked kind of cool, but, like... Come on now.
I was somewhat intrigued by I didn't watch the full thing. I watched like a Twitter clip of it. You know what I mean? Twitter video clip. And I was intrigued. Like, what was he using? Because it couldn't have been like the MetaQuest
they were using
3.
I think they were using the MetaQuest.
But it doesn't have like an inner camera. I don't know.
It's like that new Apple Vision shit. Like, I don't know how expensive that is, but like it can track your whole fucking face. But, like, the only application that made sense for me is, like, if you can watch, like, the Joe Rogan Experience, but, like, in the metaverse, so you could see them up close talking. That would be kind of cool, like, as an audience member. But, like...
That could be attractive to some, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but how many people are really willing to pay thousands of bucks to, like, sit in the metaverse? Like, it's still going to be uncomfortable, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the world of sci-fi where you, like, jack into the Animus and you're, like, reliving...
Sure.
No, you're still, like, sitting with a helmet on. You can feel that. So,
It's only going to get more and more. Affordable. I mean, today I shipping at our place today. We just got the MetaQuest 3 because I fucking love VR, and I do think like a lot of it is kind of the future. Just like everything is so much more immersive, and so the fact that this new one now has the AR features, like it has full color pass through at a much higher resolution than the previous MetaQuest did, so you can actually like, you know, you can see your furniture and your pets and shit, and then like, but then you can also like with the AR stuff, you can have it so that like little aliens appear like behind a chair, right? Like actual like interaction with your furniture, with your environment. And the fact that it's only like, you know, only, but like still like what, $500 when the Vision Pro is $3,500 coming out, and like I get that, that's its own thing, sure. I'm sure there's a reason for that price tag.
Yeah.
But like as this shit gets lighter and more portable and starts to look more like sunglasses than a giant, you know, future helmet.
Like Google Glasses back in the day.
It's what Google Glasses wanted to be. I think like the Vision, specifically the Vision Pro, is what Google Glasses wanted it to be, with like having your own like 100-foot, you know, computer screen, etc., all that crap. Because you're not getting a Vision Pro to play VR games.
Yeah,
you're
getting it so you can like use your Mac on the anywhere you go or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. But like I'm a fan of the MetaQuest stuff just because it's so accessible. You don't have to plug it into a PS5. It's just like, no, you just turn it on and all of a sudden you're playing RE4.
Yeah, like as long as you're not like plugged into it, because that's one of the things with like VR shit is like feeling that cable. Like,
hey, I can't do it. I can't do the cable anymore.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled. Like I can never.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if, like, you know, when you do plug it into a PC, you get access to all the Steam VR games and stuff. Sure, that's great. I don't want that cable. I'm a mover. I'm a shaker, baby.
I mean, like, would I love to kill my monitors and, like, have, like, augmented reality? Yeah. I'm sure down in the few years it'll be there. By then, the Quible Cop AI will be so good that everything we'll be watching is just AI. Like, it's all going to, like, lead to a singularity.
No, but, like, I know how we're all making fun of, like, the metaverse and all that. It's like, who wants to buy virtual real estate? The point of real estate is that it's not virtual. Like, you know, we're all making fun of that. But the brightest and biggest minds of our generation were buying NFTs for some practical value. You know, like, they made believe that NFTs actually had a actual purpose, and it wasn't just a circle jerk of scamming the government.
Right. Like, no, it was a weird time, the whole NFT
but, like,
rise.
The craziest thing is right now, I don't know anyone that can, like, be defensible of NFTs like it's some sort of brilliant futuristic way of marketing content and moving around money and stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's still some people that like the technology and stuff, and I'm not dissing the technology, that's cool, but people to think that it's the future of moving around money, like right now, that's ridiculous and everyone thinks that. But just a year ago or 2 years ago, people were investing hundreds of millions of dollars into NFTs. It's like, it just goes to show how, like...
Dude, I went to the movies and they had like an advertisement, like where one of the banks was talking about it. I'm like, stop, don't.
No,
like,
no.
Boomers here
Logan
sitting
Paul
thinking they
lost
can buy the
more
Mona
money
Lisa.
in NFTs than all of the people he scammed combined. Aside
Dude,
from the people buying Prime, because that shit sucks.
Dude, I love when anytime I talk about this and people bullied me a year ago, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, 99.99% loss average. That's the average, dog. And it doesn't get any it's standard deviation right there. You're not winning this
Logan,
shit.
do you still have that podcast with you, Keemstar, and what's his face? And FaZe Banks, where FaZe Banks was like making fun of you for not investing in NFTs, saying you can't 10x real estate, dog. You can't 10x real estate.
I feel like it's probably somewhere on Spotify, but dude, that's the thing. Like arguing back and forth, it's like I used to have energy about it, but now I'm like, dude, I'm gonna let the world answer for me, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna like come back. We'll talk about this a year later. You know the funniest thing is nobody has ever mentioned that 10x stuff to me. Anybody that was shilling the NFT, because they know I'm just waiting to say I told you so, and I am. Like, dude. Any chance, like if I'm sitting in the car and I'm talking with like anybody that tells me, yeah, you know, I fucked up, I'm like, dude, I am the first one ready to roast you, but nobody's willing to come back and talk. Because here's the thing, I don't like at this point, I just don't even care. Like I knew I was right in that moment, didn't have the energy to fight back. World vindicated me for that shit, you know.
History
just like
was
this,
on your side.
Yeah. Like it's like the same thing. Like even as pessimistic as I get, like and to route it to the Quible Costo, because I really do want to talk about that, especially now that like Caleb's here, because I know that you've been looking into it as much as I have. That is the future of this platform. Like that is the future of like a lot of internet content. Like we might laugh at it, but it's just it's gonna get so good to the point where I think like for a grand majority, like at least for the Sniper Wolves and the Quible cops and
forget just internet content. I think it might be the future of like storytelling and movie production.
Dude, Princess Jane's taking the storm.
Okay,
Like,
listen,
people are
Princess
watching
Jane
that.
is pretty great, I will say, but I do think that it's gonna get even better.
No, inevitably, it has to get better. But I really do want to talk about the Quible Cop stuff, because can we just talk about like the reaction stuff that he's been posting on Twitter?
The summarizations?
It's so good.
They're fucking great.
It's so
dude.
good. It's so good.
Love it.
I love how he
I
moves
love
his
how
eyebrows
every
the whole
single
time. He's
thing
like,
doesn't-
hey guys, this is
How's it
crazy,
going,
and I'm
Gus?
smearing the butter on the bread,
Well, hold on.
and I'm putting
Hold on. Why are we even? Let's react to it, boys.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I feel like
Bring it up.
at this point, I kind of feel like Quible Cop is almost like my adversary. I don't know why. I respond to a lot of his tweets. He never acknowledges my existence. It's like, if you respond to Quible Cop, you will ratio him. It's crazy.
That's
It's
very
like,
true. No, that's very true.
He is the most
It's weird.
ratioable man on Twitter.
All right, here,
it's
boys.
weird.
Let's look at this banger content first
Banger?
and foremost.
Okay.
So people, it's
And we're gonna make this so
banger. What are you talking about?
transformative. So transformative.
Bro, listen. All
We're gonna
right, let's.
transform the fuck out of it.
So this cooking video
Oh, I
is
haven't
by a
seen this
different
one.
channel.
Oh, this is a new
Ooh,
one.
this is a good one, dude. I've seen this
Whoa.
one.
You.
Yes, sir. I watch them all. I'm a huge fan.
All right. So audience, we're gonna show you this brilliant AI content.
Look at how much freaking cheese he is using. Oh my goodness, I would never
Look at
eat
how-
this. This is way too much bacon. How the hell is this even supposed to be a sandwich? This is just a
Oh my
fluff
God.
of freaking chicken with oh my god, oh.
The AI couldn't bring up the word bacon. It was just done. It was not. The thing about the AI is it's not keeping up with the video speed. So like when he says chicken, he was supposed to say, "Oh, this thing's wrapped in bacon." Did not
No
trigger
way.
there.
He's actually adding some what the hell? I cannot eat this.
And that was
That's
it.
it.
That was it. That's all. Okay.
The whole thing.
So here's the thing. Like, he has this amazing tech. Here's
Oh
the
my
deal.
god! Go back up to the thing. Go back up to the thing. Yo, Jarvis, can we please mark bro on the bingo card, please?
I'm wondering if that's like baiting me or not, or if I'm just looking too deep into it. But here's the question, or here's my point, right? He has this he's been working on his AI baby for allegedly 5 years, right? And that's fine. That's cool. If he's investing money, time, and resources to this technology that he's passionate about, all the more power to him. My question is, why in God's name is he using it to create the most boring content imaginable?
I think it's because he knows the formula. He knows boring equals it reaches a broader audience. That is what boring content is. Mr. Beast talks about how he purposefully tones down his personality in his videos so that he could be relatable to more people. I think that he knows exactly that the common denominator is that he's a person. Or
Tell
at
me
least he's
if you guys can make a better thumbnail than this.
I
Nah,
definitely
bro, I
could.
can't get Dream to look like that on my thumbnails.
Dude, I did you guys see his AI children and like AI girlfriend?
yeah,
and
man.
I saw the AI
fucking-
girlfriend stuff,
dude,
a little bit of
Yeah, I
that.
saw that.
Dude, Sophie, my AI girlfriend, went to the beach today.
Yeah, that's
Funniest
definitely
thing about
bait.
this.
That is definitely bait.
I haven't seen that.
Funniest thing about this is like he's like I just want to make sure the AI doesn't do anything naughty, and everyone was like, "Wait a minute, the whole selling point of your AI is."
He knew what he was doing with that. He was
For sure.
baiting everyone
He's
for
an ultimate
engagement.
troll. He's an ultimate troll. Me and my AI girlfriend had a daughter yesterday. She's
Yeah.
growing up. This
that's
is like
nice.
the best fucking bait imaginable. When I saw
yeah.
this, I was like, insta bait. Like the amount of people that tried like quote tweeting it, wild shit. Nearly half of CEOs think AI should replace them. Yes, please, dude. Meet Gizmo, my AI pet. Dude, it's the best thing in the
Yo,
world.
Gizmo's on the same
Baller.
beach as his AI wife. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
They were going out together,
Continuity.
dude. Like it's, but that's like a lot of it. His content is the AI that he has. I'm sure that as it gets refined 6 months from now, it could probably flood YouTube and actually do reasonably well. If like Sniper Wolf and all those people are already succeeding. But that like he'll never be able to generate like original stuff. Even his AI, as far as I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I think he still has to record all of his gameplay himself. He just runs it through like a special system.
My good sir, if you look at those TikToks, the cooking TikToks, he didn't record anything. He just took viral cooking TikToks and put his AI guy in the corner.
What? That's not his own content? Are you
No.
claiming that's not his original cooking?
And there's no need for at some point he's not going to actually need to record any of his own footage. He could just take other people's footage, or he could just have
He
AI
already
generate the footage.
Just think about it like this, okay? Let's say that you're making $100,000 a month off of YouTube AdSense doing this AI shit. Just take like $200 of that, pay somebody in India, Fiverr them, to just cook shit for you on a daily basis.
Yeah, but he doesn't have he can't come up with this. First of all, why should he do that if he could just steal it for free? And second of all, he needs to actually come up with the idea of wrapping cheese and bacon and toasting it or whatever. Like, he's not coming up with any ideas here.
No, not at all.
I'm sure he even has an algorithm to pull out the popular cooking TikToks to react to.
Well, like, he's gonna get, like, okay, this is when it's gonna get wild. So he's already got AI girlfriend on the beach, right? Imagine him, like, making AI pranks or something down the road, and then, like, having the AI react to fake AI pranks. It's just like a fucking level of fakery.
But that's the thing. If
that could never be replicated.
I would be okay if he used his little, like, AI dude in the corner version of himself reacting to original, like, even if it's AI procedurally generated videos. That would be something. Would it be very good? Probably not. But at least that would be a notch
theft.
above what he's doing.
Not
yeah,
theft.
it wouldn't be theft. It'd be a notch above what he's doing now. But it would still probably just be describing, like, wow, look at the swirls of color. Like, I don't know what the he would say, but nothing, insightful.
I think with Quible Cop, he's kind of like, he's the extreme version of, in a way, all of us. Because I'm sure all of us have thought, man,
Cop
if
is
we could
all of
make
us,
something.
man.
Like, if you think about it, like, haven't we all asked the question when we saw AI shit for the first time? Like, when you saw AI voiceovers, I was like, man, I don't have to sit and, like, do voiceovers again. I can just type in a sentence and send it to the editor.
For me, it was like editing, right? I hire editors for all my videos. I suck at editing. I'm really bad at it, so I hire editors. I recognize that fault I have. But wouldn't it be easy if there was some sort of software that just knew how to make the perfectly edited YouTube video,
Right.
With your Mr. Beast titles and your saturated effect and all that stuff, and you just take your raw footage, your 40 minutes raw footage, you shove it in that AI blender, and it shits out some absolute amalgamation of garbage that's 25 minutes long with no pauses and great cuts. Isn't that like a dream come true for YouTubers? Yeah, no offense to my editors, who I love, by the way. But
No,
like, isn't that a
1000%.
dream come true?
Yeah, listen. What
that
Nux
will
is saying
happen.
is if he can replace your ass and save some of that cost, yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah, but at some point we're all gonna get replaced. How long will it be until watch Mojo? It's an AI equivalent.
That's replaceable though. I feel like that there's a lot of stuff that just won't ever be replaced though.
True, humans won't be.
I don't think personality is gonna ever.
personality.
I
replace
agree.
it.
I don't
Like
think-
that.
Yeah.
That's never gonna be done.
That's
You know,
his
if
big
you've got a
failing.
special.
Like thinking
Although,
that like
one
people
of
just
my
want to watch a
favorite
clone of
examples,
himself.
and this is hilarious,
For-
and I so
for-
get the appeal. There's a VTuber by the name of Neurosama, that she is AI, completely AI, and her little VTuber model sits there, and people in chat will say things, and she will respond to chat with the AI will create responses to either
Yeah, like
conversations,
ChatGPT
like she'll
responses, yeah.
collab with other VTubers too, and based on what they say, she'll like clap back, and she's ruthless with her clapbacks. Sometimes she'll say the most unhinged shit, and it's hilarious, but it's not a human, right? And she's popular. She gets like 5,000 live viewers on Twitch.
Damn.
And she's
Yeah, they
streaming
they connected her,
24/7
yeah.
because she's an AI.
Yeah, they connected her to like
And people are
4chan
donating.
AI.
Why would you donate to an AI?
Oh my god, that's funny. I do
Well,
like
paying server upkeep costs.
an original personality, right? Like really stretching that word's definition, but like an original creation. That's interesting. That has appeal. I don't want to see like an AI PewDiePie. You know what I mean? Like how's it going? Like I don't need that because like there's the real thing, and I'd rather like given the choice, I will always choose the real thing.
For sure.
But like we talked about earlier, like if Quible Cop makes like 10 shadow channels or secret channels, you know what I mean, with like different personalities that have
He
nothing to
literally
do
told
with
us
Quible
he's
Cop.
done that, by the way, on our podcast. He says, I already have like dozens of channels that are working at churning out AI content, top 10 supercars of 2023, and it's all AI generated.
Yeah.
Then he's
What were you
8
saying,
steps ahead of
Caleb,
us.
earlier about like the?
I was
personality
gonna
stuff?
say, so we were talking about how it's impossible to replace personalities. Not to be mean to Quible Cop, but
What personality?
he might be able to be replaced by AI. He's a good starting point. Like he's a good like standard to see if it's possible, and then we could slowly incorporate other people into that maybe, and then there would be just like this big group of people that are on YouTube that just nobody watches because they're AI. I think it would be good for people who are real though. I think it'd be a good, it'd be good competition to have. I feel like.
I have a question.
I mean, I go ahead.
So what? I'm only like, what did Quible before this whole AI push? What did he do? Just like Let's Plays, right? Was his bread and butter?
Yeah. He made like GTA 5 stunt videos, so
Okay.
And reactions and
Good
stuff.
stuff.
Like that.
Okay, because I genuinely like I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of Let's Players, so I didn't really know what he did before this whole push. Thank you. That's all.
See, but when it comes to kids'
yeah.
content like that, they don't care, right? Kids don't know. They're not watching for a personality. They don't really know what's going on. And I think that's why SSSniperwolf is so successful, because she has so many kid fans that are just watching cool TikToks every day.
1000%.
Yeah, like a lot of people they treat those channels like, oh, I don't have to go out and do the work on my own For You page, so I'll just watch it through here anyways. Like a lot of those channels are just like that in general,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't watch live streamers. I've never watched like a live streamer at all. If anything, I know all of my live streamer moments from like live stream clip channels or like, Reddit boards, and that's it, because I can't sit around watching like I don't put live streamers on the side of a monitor.
You didn't watch the Aiden Ross interview of what's his face, Kim Jong Un?
That was a
Dude,
milestone.
Dude,
Milestone.
listen.
Huge for humanity.
Listen, as much shit as anybody gives Aiden Ross, at least he, I guess, got an actual interview with Kim Jong Un.
The real one.
100%
Yeah.
the real one, without
down
a
with
shadow
that.
of a doubt. Really, you know what? Honestly, like that whole kick side of the community is just that's where the OG content is right now. Okay, Johnny Somali getting waterboarded in Japan right now.
Oh, yeah.
that's
I
real
love
OG
that.
content. Dude, I love listen, like at the end of the day, it's like, remember the early era of YouTube when like people would upload really fucked up shit and like YouTube would kind of let you get away with it? That's kick right now. They don't even care. I think recently they added like, hey guys, we shouldn't have anti-Semitism on the platform. Like they actually added that rule finally,
I had
right?
to like say that. Wow.
Well,
Listen,
like now the people in the community
it's
is
a big leap
like,
for humankind, I say.
yeah, but I mean, like after you've already let your platform listen, when you've got like Johnny Somali running everything, like Suspendas, all those crazy fellas, there is no like that. That's where the content is nowadays. Like it's not even shock jock anymore. It's like it just verges on like actual criminal behavior.
Right.
Like you've got motherfuckers actually
Harassment.
trespassing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Rumble still a thing?
Oh yeah,
Probably.
Rumble is still a thing.
Okay.
And from
Most
what I
likely.
understand, it's growing.
And
man. Like,
one of
it's-
Rumble's top streamers, Sneeko, says we should use the crisis in Israel right now to remind everyone to buy my merch. That was very
That's
cool
Bro,
of him.
genius.
I honestly
He did not
like.
say
okay.
that.
Oh yeah,
He
did.
said
100% did.
from every crisis rises an opportunity. Buy my merch.
Okay, so like he made a tweet about that, and you know how like under a viral tweet, it's like, hey, please buy my f***ing vibrators or some bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like on Twitter, same thing. It's like, hey, check out sneeko.merch.com. You know, back in the day, and I'm gonna say it like it is. There was a YouTuber known as White Boy 7 Straight, gaming channel, Call
Old
of Duty
school.
guy.
Yeah.
He made a video about the
Dolphin dive.
Japanese tsunami. Guy got f***ing beheaded for that, okay? Like, every YouTuber issued a fatwa against him for making that video about the Japanese earthquake, right? Like an actual tragedy. But now, it's like, bro, every channel is salivating at the thought of, like, jumping into this and offering a take on things.
What
that
did he say anything particularly incendiary, or was he just
No,
talking
he
about
just,
it?
He like covered it, and it was obviously intended to be like the first video on YouTube about the Japanese, so it would just get a lot of like. This was back in the day when we were like, oh, you literally made this video for the ad revenue and the algorithm.
Got it,
Like,
got it.
Come on now. I mean, remember back in the day with YouTube drama, like, it was funny because the Call of Duty channels would literally shit on the other for like trying to cheat the system. I remember there was a huge beef about like uploading your video in pets and animals, like that category, so you could grow further instead of just gaming. I was
Right.
like, dude. Back in listen, back in the day, the biggest scandal was faking a video game achievement. Now that's just standard YouTube.
My
content,
God.
okay? So like this is where we've elevated to. This is
Right.
where we're sitting at. But yeah, I mean, listen, future of the internet, reactions aren't going anywhere. We know this much. They're only here
Nor
to stay.
should they.
YouTube supports that shit. No.
Look, I love some reaction content.
No,
I
I mean, like, freebooting is here to stay. I shouldn't say reaction. Freebooting is here to stay. YouTube supports that shit 100%, okay? You get rewarded for that, all right? I've never seen YouTube tweet out, like, hey, check out Caleb's video about, like, so-and-so topic. I have seen them mention Sniperwolf. Caleb even...
And I will say, she is beautiful, so it does make sense.
Gorgeous, brilliant streamer, like 10. Listen, I could John Madden this shit right now.
I get it.
100%.
I get it.
Where does she get her ideas?
Dude.
Oh my god, my brain is still broken from that.
You guys were so fun. Like when I didn't even get the whole beautiful like Sniperwolf thing until I realized the harassment. I'm like, wow, you guys are fucking different stage, 100%. But no, beyond this, she genuinely is a beautiful character, and her content is without a doubt the best, YouTube approved.
So good, dude. And I'm all here for it, to be honest. I think also, just like on a serious note, no bit. Do you think, Jack? Do you think if she just like apologized and changed her content, do you think she'd be forgiven?
Yeah, I think I do. If she,
I think
it'll
she
never
would.
happen. It'll never fucking happen. But if she actually came out and said like, "Hey, I've been listening to what a lot of you guys have been saying, and you know what? I am going to stop, I'm going to start crediting the Here's the thing: a lot of dominoes need to fall in place, right? Because it's not
Right.
if she linked the creators in the description, that would
not
help.
be enough.
But not
It would
certainly
help.
all of it.
It would help.
If she got permission from these creators, that would help. Wouldn't really be well. That could help. That would go a long way. If her commentary was more transformative, that would be the biggest thing. Because then I can't if she had better commentary, like what could I possibly go after, right? If she's actually making insightful, contextual commentary for every TikTok she showcased and featured and curated, then she'd be doing it right. And then then I would have to lay off and be like, hey, good on you. But like. So if she just I'm sorry, going back to your question, if she just apologized, she would have to show some significant change for it to mean anything. But I do think she would be forgiven. It would be like an unexpected turn.
I think she would be forgiven by the YouTubers. Like, I think obviously you would stop making videos about her if she just started actually making content. I think you would stop making videos about her. But as far as like the fans, I think that she will never be forgiven. And I think that that's just what happens when it comes to YouTube. If someone
You think she's rotten?
I don't think she's rotten per se, as much as I think that why would they forgive her? I hate to say it, but people are loving that she's getting blasted by all these channels because she's gaming the system. She's stealing content. She's been a super threat on YouTube for years, and people like seeing justice.
I think it's a little easy to forgive her because as much as like what she does is unethical, right?
Yeah.
It's not that's the reality of it. But if you think about like the damage she causes, right? Obviously, to creators' growth, there's a damage there too. But like, if you had to like quantify, I would put like somebody like Logan Paul, who's actually like done something really financially harmful.
If anything, the damage that she caused was the fact that she's basically paving the way for other people to steal content too. I think that's basically the damage she caused.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if she reverses, I think like
when has someone done a YouTube
complaint.
apology and just been forgiven? Like, can you remember? Like, realistically, someone does either unethical or wrong or cringe shit, and then
that's true.
They
That's a good point.
apologize, and then the community's on their side now. They're forgiven. Views are just as healthy as always. It doesn't really happen unless the apology comes with like a lot of receipts. Like,
I mean,
PewDiePie
definitely apologized and got the good graces. I mean, let's
but like not in the mainstream though, because I mean, have you seen Gen V?
I saw
the
that.
PewDiePie joke,
it's like you're a Nazi like PewDiePie. What? What do you mean?
Dude, that's the shittiest part about that.
He's got a kid and a wife now.
PewDiePie, like, notwithstanding the backlash, he would have probably apologized anyway, because like he fucked up and he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, of course.
When it comes to Sniperwolf, she's been stealing content for years, and it literally only took, hundreds of thousands of people calling her out to apologize. So for something like that, I don't see her ever just being in the good graces of the community, even if she changes her ways, because her changing her ways at this point would just be kind of trying to say, oh, I'm a better person now, and I'm...
It would be saving face and not... you're right.
Face.
She would have to put her money where her mouth is, because she's made her millions and millions off of the backs of literally thousands of other creators.
If she went... You're right. I'm with you. If she went back and she gave, let's say, $1,000 to every single TikTok she stole or reacted to, at that point the community would be like, "Holy shit, she's really changing her ways. She's putting her money
beautiful
where her
and
mouth."
she's changed.
She's beautiful and changed.
This is incredible.
She's beautiful inside and out.
But that's not gonna happen. But that's not gonna happen.
If she started some creator fund or something, I don't know what that would fucking look like.
Dude, she needs to pay off the CryptoZoo debt.
Oh my god.
Bro,
That's it.
ultimate.
That's it. That's how you, Sniperwolf. If you're watching this, this is
my
how
God.
you save your plummeting
Dude, imagine,
public image. Oh my
imagine,
god.
tomorrow she just sits in her garage, no Lamborghinis, no nothing. She just sits in, points the camera. It's like, guys, I know that I've been getting bullied online fairly because I've been doing reaction content, but I was thinking about the YouTubers that got scammed by Logan Paul. I was putting my image on the line
That would
to
be
raise
brilliant.
enough money
to
donate it to these poor, disenfranchised people who lost all their money in CryptoZoo. Dude, she would instantly win. I'd be like, whoa, this is some
And she
fucking
could
4D
dedicate
shit.
her platform in the future. Every time someone gets scammed by a YouTuber, she will be there to give her TikTok reaction money to the
Beautiful.
people in need.
I would delete
Dude,
my
she's like-
channel if she did that.
She's like, I created this industry to generate enough money to pay back the poor, disenfranchised users. And the entire time, she was in on it with these creators. It's like, these are just employees I've hired to create viral TikToks that I could react to the entire time. And I used the drama that Jack generated to further my cause and pay back people.
In fact,
Dude,
Jack
you would
was
shut
in on it
all
the
of
whole
us.
time, wasn't he? And then you walk out behind the green screen.
Dude, listen, there's
You do
a fucking-
you do a Fortnite emote or something?
Right.
Dude, there's-
Got you
You start
fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
We saved YouTube.
There's like a multiverse theory where this entire fucking thing is true right now. And I
somewhere.
Yeah,
wish I could see it,
Sniperwolf
dude.
turns around in her swivel chair and we're saying, I attacked the children's content feed, and Jacksfilms attacked the critical teens.
You know
Together,
what? I'll just say it right now.
everyone was our target audience.
I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't for that lawsuit that she's going through, she could fucking cover back that $2 million debt, no issues whatsoever. You seen her house tour? She's got this on lockdown. Sniperwolf, you listen. I'm not selling you how you should spend your money, but this would be the best $2 million ever spent. Probably not even $2 million, probably a little less than that. But my God, you could absolutely make one of the biggest YouTubers take a fat L. She should do it.
Dude, Sniperwolf should just
Boxing
start
night.
reacting to drama videos, react to a Charlie video, right? Charlie talks about how Ice Poseidon scammed his fans for $200,000 or whatever, and she'll just react the whole thing doing, "Bro did not just scam his fans like that." Anyway, I am going to be giving $200,000 back
listen.
to the victims.
The best way, listen, before we end this, the best scenario could be during the night of Logan and Dylan Dennis fighting. Dylan beats the shit out of Logan Paul, and as he's on the ground, somebody uploads the video paying back the CryptoZoo developer. This is like L stacked on top of L stacked on top. This is an L.
Titration, yes.
Dude, you cannot. Dude, this is like L, cubed. You cannot come back from this.
I have such a hard time rooting for Dylan Dennis because he's just as bad of a scammer on a lower scale.
Dude, 100%.
It's like
in a perfect world, they both beat the shit out of each
Yeah,
other
it's just that
equally,
they're
where they're
fighting.
both on the ground. And then
I don't know who
we
made
cover.
the comment. Someone made a comment that I really want to see this boxing match where whoever loses has to pay back the scam victims of the other guy.
I love
that.
Dylan Dennis's Twitter because
Beautiful.
every time I go to his Twitter, there's this account called Oompaville that just says, actually, you're a scammer.
And he goes, actually. I always put my glasses on too. And I say, actually, you're also a scammer. You just didn't make as much money. That's the difference.
Dude, my favorite is when Logan is like, bro, who cares about CryptoZoo? I got that covered, but you'll scam for thousands. I at least do it for millions. F*** you.
Yeah. Dude, love the brag.
I love the internet so much.
I love
That is
dude,
awesome.
It's like, how do I out scumbag the scumbag?
What?
He did it.
He did it.
dude.
That's hard.
But ladies and gentlemen, this has been Jacksfilms, one of the most OG creators, one of the most liked creators, one creator on a crusade against all forms of degeneracy. Jack, is there any big thing you're working on beyond just Sniper Wolf and
Trolling the
Quible
shit out of her.
AI?
I'm working on a couple of videos. So yeah, like I said, working on a little Quible Cop AI deep dive investigative video. And I'll respond with my own little AI bot. But I'm also working on some people on my team. So I have like this lifelong fear of jump scares. I can't watch like scary movies, horror movies with jump scares, right?
I can't play games with jump scares. Yeah,
Can't
I know
do
what
that.
that's about.
I can't do it. And my wife though loves scary movies, has her whole life, and she's always trying to get me to watch scary movies with her. And I'm like, I can't do it. So I'm trying to get my team to make some kind of like, not an app, but like some kind of plug-in or whatever that like next time my wife and I sit down and watch a scary movie on Netflix, I'll use this app that will like alert me 10 seconds before every jump scare. So like I can privately prepare, like if I'm sitting like behind her, because she doesn't want to get spoiled when the jump scares happen. So you can't use like an overlay on the screen. So I'm going to like do some real nerd geeky shit where I get like just a notification on my wrist and right before the jump scare, so I can go like I can fucking respond in my dumb little way to avoid the jump scare that I can't physically handle, and so that'll be like a very wild card video coming out soon that has nothing to do with any investigative deep dives. It's just my own deep dive of like, I hate jump scares, so I made this. That's all.
You know what my brother does, because he doesn't like jump scares. You know what he started doing?
No.
This is how he got over his fear. He starts screaming at the TV and asserting dominance over the jump scare.
That's what I do, dude.
I'm actually
Yeah.
not even
Straight
f***ing
up.
with you. Like,
Oh yeah,
not
you
even
get,
joking.
you get fired up and you're like, oh, you make the sound back to it. It's
Yeah,
fun.
like when okay,
Works.
so there was this game like Outlast. It had a ton of jump
Yeah,
scares.
yeah.
So what I started doing was I just like started screaming at the f***ing, like in the cornfield, the bitches that are chasing you down trying to scare you. I just started screaming right back at them. I swear it's the most therapeutic shit in the world. Like PT, that one game, that really scary title.
Yeah.
I just started like as soon as that bitch showed up in the hallway, I started screaming at her. I'm like, come on, fly into me right now. Oh! Like, just started screaming back. That's one of
smart.
the ways.
Yo, Jack, you can do it before after. How we used to watch scary movies, and you just and now, and then your watch just buzzes.
Like,
That's pretty
like
funny.
as soon as your watch buzzes, you just like assert dominance on the TV. It's like, you
You're the
come
Liver
at me
King.
right now. Like,
You're the Liver King, freaking out.
Let's go. Hell yeah. All right. I could do that. I could be the natty, way less out of shape Liver King who screams at the
Yeah.
TV
Yes,
at scary
Dude,
moments.
dude,
Yes,
Liver
sir,
King's
dude.
gotta be. We gotta look into Liver King at some point down the road. That guy is
Sexy.
weird. Yeah, of
Caleb, it's not going to get
course.
you out of everything.
It's my thing, man. It works. Hey, I just think I wanted to just let you know you're beautiful. You know?
Just end
Moving
every
on
argument
with
with
Liver
that.
King.
very, very
Yeah.
squeezable tits for a scammer.
Super, super, super squeezable tits, to be honest.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out Oompaville squeezing some tits, you know where his channel's at. Nux is squeezing some 2D tits. And me, I'm squeezing my own tits, ladies and gentlemen. That's some ordinary gamers.
Let's go.
Check us all out. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it or dislike it. We are out.